Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm the mill manager here at Bonneyville Mill, and today we're going to do some bread, yeast bread. We're going to make it in a bread machine. Bread machines are pretty easy to come by. If you go to pretty much any used store, a Goodwill, Salvation Army store, they usually have 3 or 4 of them sitting around, so they're easy to come by and they're relatively inexpensive. So with just a little risk financially on your part, you can go ahead and invest in a bread machine. Here I've got the ingredients laid out for our basic bread recipe. On this side I've got actual store-bought bread flour. We're not going to make it full strength today. We're going to make it half and half with the Bonneyville flour. I have my hard red bread flour that we grind here at Bonneyville. I have sugar, salt, a packet of dry yeast, oil, and some warm water. And of course my measuring cups that we're going to need today, I've got a couple of spoons, the teaspoon and the tablespoon I'm going to need today, the cup, measuring cup, and the half cup. And we'll go ahead and mix some of those dry ingredients together and get them ready to put into the bread machine. We're going to include the recipe for this basic bread at the end of the video, so you'll be able to see that with all the exact measurements and everything. I'm using, this is a kind of a nice bread machine because it has this nice clear top and you can watch the entire process real easily through this clear top. But this is a 1.5 pound loaf of bread that we're going to be making. And I've already mixed my dry ingredients together right here into the mixing container. I have 1.5 cups of warm, not hot, but warm water, and I have 1/3 of a cup of oil that I'm going to add to the bread once it's in the machine here. So we'll go ahead and pour these ingredients in. And I'm going to set this one down on the floor to mix. This particular bread machine does quite a bit of jumping around. Some of them are more active than other ones. This has a very powerful mixer on it. So I'm going to go ahead and close the lid, and we will go ahead and mix this and bake it right down on the floor. I did have this one jump completely off the shelf one time, so we're going to be a little cautious with this. As far as the settings go, when I plug this in, we're just going to do the basic bread, the white bread setting here. I know that I'm using half whole wheat, but this seems to work just fine. And this one is going to take about 3.5 to 4 hours to complete the loaf. So we'll go ahead and set it down here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this started, and I've got it again, I've got it on the white bread setting, and got to clear it out and then go ahead and start the mixing process. Okay, I usually kind of watch while it's mixing at the beginning to see what my dough is looking like, and it looks just a little bit too wet to me. It should be pulling away from the sides of the container all the way down to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit more flour. And that looks a lot better to me, so we'll go ahead and let it mix up at that consistency. Well, it raised a little higher than I would have liked, probably, but it didn't totally collapse in the middle, so should be a good loaf of bread. We'll dump it out of here and see what it looks like. Of course, with the bread machine, you're going to have to take the little mixer out of the bottom before you start cutting it up, otherwise you're going to dull your knife, but it doesn't look too bad. So a little butter, a little jam, and should be good to go. Thanks for joining us in making the bread out of hard red Bonneyville flour.